Hello my dear students. Again I am here with you and this is my English grammar class. Hey, don't tell me that you don't like English grammar class. Yes, you like it. I know. We are discussing adverb clause in our previous class. And you know that we have discussed the types of adverb clauses. We have left one type of adverb clause. And I told you particularly that this type of adverb clause is very, very important for class 10. Do you remember? Yes? Yes, I know. You remember. Now we will continue. We are continuing adverb clause. We have left one type of adverb clause and in this class we will discuss that type. Again we will repeat. Adverb clause is a dependent clause that functions as an adverb. This is an example. I will eat my broccoli now. Here the green color word now. This modifies the verb eat. So this is adverb. Adverb clauses are the answers to the question of how, where, when, why, to what extent, under what condition to the verb. We have already discussed and you know it very well. This is an important thing for you to remember. When an adverb clause begins a sentence, again I am repeating, be careful. When an adverb clause begins a sentence, it is followed by a comma. Do you remember it? In this class, we will know about the adverb clause of a condition which we have left in our last class. What is adverb clause of a condition? Adverb clause of a condition begins with if, unless, provided, supposing. These are the subordinating conjunctions for adverb clause of a condition. First of all, we should remember the tense pattern of adverb clause. And this is very, very important, very important. Please be careful about the patterns. I have written it clearly. Tense in adverb clause, I have written in the left hand side, and tense in the main clause, I have written in the right hand side. When the tense in adverb clause is simple present, the tense in main clause must be simple present. When tense in adverb clause is present simple in the adverb clause, the main clause, the tense pattern is modals and present modals like will and shall. Next, when the tense pattern in adverb clause is past simple, the tense pattern in main clause is modals like would, could, might, and these are the past modals. When the tense pattern in adverb clause is past perfect, this is very important. The tense pattern in adverb clause is past perfect. The tense pattern in main clause is modal past with would, could, might, and the perfect tense of the main clause. Now we will continue. All the adverb clauses suggest condition, and the adverb, when the adverb clause is a condition, the main clause is the result, the consequence. Get it? 4 types of conditions we have. One is zero conditional, then first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. We will discuss it one after another. Now come to the zero conditional. What is zero conditional? Zero conditional is used only in the case of facts. What are the facts? The general truths, the scientific truths, these are the facts. See the example. If we boil water, it evaporates. Do you deny it? No. Whenever you boil water, it surely evaporates. It's a fact. See this picture. Water boils, it evaporates. This is the zero conditional, and it is also known as balanced condition. It is also known as real condition. If the condition is fulfilled, the result is must. Come to the past conditional. Past conditional is also like a fact or truth where there is 50-50 chance. But there is a chance. See the example. If you work hard, you will get a good result. Isn't it? When you work hard, most cases you get good results. In hard cases, suppose there is any hindrance, you may not get good result, but it is sure that you will get a good result. See this picture. You work hard, you will get a good results. So we can say there is a 50-50 chance in this good result. I don't say it is a 50-50 chance. For you, I recommend that there is a 90% chance. If you work hard, you will get good result. Comes a second conditional. Second conditional is quite imaginary. There is no truth. So this is called unreal condition. This is a daydreaming, you can say. See the example. If I had wings, I would fly in the sky. I imagine it. I can't get wings. I can't fly in the sky. I can imagine it. It's okay for imagination. This is not a fact. This cannot be fulfilled. So this is an unfulfilled condition, and this refers to present time. Present time, our imagination is not fulfilled. See this example. The man imagines, and he knows that I have no wings, I can't fly. So he can imagine, if I had wings, I could fly. Come to the third conditional. Third conditional also unreal conditional. This is also unfulfilled condition. The condition is not fulfilled. The result has not happened. In the past, the condition was not fulfilled, and in the past, the result was not sure. See the example. If I had arrived at the station in time, if he had arrived at the station in time, he could have caught the train. See this picture. The man is harassed. This is his present condition. He only repents now. This is a present repentance. He is repenting at present. He didn't arrive at the station in time. He could not catch the train. Understood now? This is unreal condition. And these four types of conditionals generally begin with the word if. And these type of conditional sentences we use in our day-to-day life in most of the cases. So I have only given you the examples of these conditional clauses. Now this is a task for you. Complete the sentences with an adverb clause of condition. See, the if part is given to you, the condition is given to you, you have to provide the result. And that is the main clause. I have given you the conditional clause. If you hit ice, if you labor hard, if wishes were horses, if he had answered his questions. Complete these sentences. Can you do this? I have done this. If you heat ice, it melts. If you labor hard, you will get good results. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride them. If he had answered his questions, he could have got good marks. So these are the 4 types of adverb clauses of condition. The first one is a fact. The second one is what we say 50-50 chance. Third one is an imagination. Fourth one is the past unfulfilled condition. Now these are the 4 types of conditional clauses. Another task for you. If you pour oil on water, if you read this lesson, if we start now, if it rains today, if the sun sets, these are the conditions in the first column. And you have to match these conditions with a result in the next column. The next column, the results are, we can reach there in a time, it becomes dark, it floats, you can understand, I shall not go out. Match these columns. Yes, it's easy. Do it quickly. See the answers. If you pour oil on water, it floats. If you read this lesson, you can understand. If we start now, we can reach there any time. If it rains today, I shall not go out. If the sun sets, it becomes dark. Easy, no? Yes, easy. Now we will know the different sentence types. We will know more about the sentence types. Look at this example. Ravi plays cricket. Obviously, it is a simple sentence because there is only one verb, plays, and it is an independent clause. This sentence can stand independently. So, this is a simple sentence. Look at this sentence. I read, comma, I understand, comma, I enjoy. It is a compound sentence with 3 independent clauses. Among these 3, one is a main clause, other 2 are coordinating clauses. The main clause is I read, the first coordinate clause is I understand, the second coordinate clause is I enjoy. So this is a compound sentence. Don't get puzzled. We are discussing types of sentences. First of all, we discussed a simple sentence. We discussed compound sentence with 3 independent clauses. See this example. I do exercises so that I shall remain fit. Here, I do exercises is the main clause. So that I shall remain fit is the subordinate adverb clause of reason. You very well know that when there is a subordinate clause with the main clause, that is a complex sentence. This is a complex sentence with one subordinate clause. See this example. My friend knew that I would go and help her. This is also a complex sentence. See what is the difference? You have seen the previous sentence and now compare these 2 sentences. The main clause is my friend knew. I would go. This is the noun clause. And I would help her. In this complex sentence, there are two subordinate clauses, two dependent clauses. In the previous complex sentence, there was one subordinate clause. Clear about the difference? See, this is a peculiar type of sentence and is a combination of different types of sentences. See the example. She opened the parcel as soon as she got and gave to her friend who was with her. Look at this example mindfully. What type of a sentence is it? Can you say it is simple? No. So this is a long sentence. Can you say it is complex? No. It is a compound sentence with two independent clauses. Two independent clauses, and both the independent clauses have subordinate clauses. See the main clause. In the main clause, she opened the parcel as soon as she got. In this main clause, there is the subordinate adverb clause, as soon as she got. Second independent clause, which we can say coordinate clause. There is also a subordinate clause inside it. And gave to her friend who was with her. Who was with her is a subordinate clause and it is a relative clause. So this complex sentence is a combination of different clauses. Let us recapitulate what we have read. We have read independent clauses. We have read main clauses. We have read coordinate clauses. What is independent clause? Independent clause is a simple sentence. Simply, you remember this. What is the main clause? The main clause is the independent clause in a complex sentence, and also the independent clause in a compound sentence. In a compound sentence, there are two independent clauses. The second independent clause, after the coordinating conjunction, we can say it coordinate clause. That is also an independent clause. Then we have read the subordinate clauses, noun clauses, relative clauses or adjective clauses, and adverb clauses. What is a noun clause? Noun clause acts like a noun. What is a relative clause? Relative clause acts like an adjective. What is an adverb clause? Adverb clause acts like an adverb. So where can we place a noun? A noun can be a subject, can be an object, can be a complement. Noun clauses act like this. Noun clauses can be subject, can be object, and can be complements. What is a relative clause and adjective clause? What is the role of adjective? Adjective modifies a noun, and a relative clause acts like an adjective. It modifies the noun. Generally, we use the subordinating conjunctions like who, which, that. Adverb clause. Adverb clauses act like adverb. They modify a verb, an adjective, and other adverbs. Okay? Are you clear? We have already discussed simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. Simple sentence has one independent clause. Compound sentences have one or more than one independent clauses. Complex sentence has one independent clause, one or more than one subordinate clauses. We have already discussed. Now, we will know something in this board. I am giving you examples on this board. Look at it. Now tell me, we have discussed what type of sentence is it? Yes, it is a simple sentence. It is one independent clause. Another sentence, this is one independent clause, and in this sentence there are two independent clauses, and they are joined by and. This is a coordinating conjunction. The independent clause, first independent clause is, we can say this is the main clause. And the second independent clause, we can say that this is the coordinating clause. Read this sentence again. Rabi is a good boy and his sister is a beautiful girl. Now, third sentence. Rabi, who is a good boy, has a beautiful sister. This is a complex sentence. And Rabi has a beautiful sister is the main clause. Who is a good boy is the subordinating clause. Now, I think you have understood everything what I have taught you.